We're diving deep into one of the most fascinating and valuable coins in United States history, the 1940 no-mint Mark Lincoln wheat penny, a true gem among collectors and investors alike. Now, before you roll your eyes thinking, it's just a penny, let me stop you right there. This isn't just any penny. This is a coin that has whispered through history, witnessed generations, and survived decades of change, only to potentially reward one lucky finder, or seller, with an astonishing fortune. How do ordinary coins from decades ago become treasures worth unimaginable sums? And more importantly, how can you, sitting at home, discover such a fortune in your own collection, or even in your loose change? That's the journey we're taking today. Let's start at the beginning. The year was 1940. The world was on the edge of monumental change, and in the United States, Abraham Lincoln's profile continued to adorn the humble penny. But the 1940 Lincoln wheat penny holds secrets that ordinary pennies don't. Unlike the more common coins with mint marks from Denver or San Francisco, the no-mint mark version was struck in Philadelphia, giving it a unique rarity in the coin world today. These coins were produced in massive quantities back then, yes, but here's the twist: minting errors, variations, and simple survival rates make certain specimens extraordinarily rare and highly sought after by collectors and investors alike. Imagine the excitement of holding one of these coins in your hand, knowing it could be the key to thousands of dollars in profit. How often do you get that feeling from something you've overlooked in your own collection? And here's a question that might make you smile: when was the last time a penny made you this excited without a vending machine involved? This is not just nostalgia, this is opportunity knocking at your door. Now, let's talk about the specifics, the details that make this coin extraordinary. A 1940 no-mint Mark Lincoln wheat penny in pristine condition, or even with minor imperfections but with distinct characteristics, is a hot commodity. Experts and seasoned collectors constantly scour auctions and estate sales, looking for these exact coins. The reason? It's not just about the age, it's about rarity, condition, and historical significance. And the market is competitive. People are willing to pay top dollar because the demand far outweighs the supply. Picture yourself at an auction, the room tense with anticipation. The coin comes up, and the gavel pounds. That's the moment when someone walks away with a fortune. Could that someone be you? Here's a fun thought: what if your spare change jar is actually a treasure chest in disguise? Every day, people unknowingly hold valuable coins worth hundreds or even thousands. The question is, do you recognize them when they're right in front of you? How many 1940 no-mint Mark Lincoln pennies are sitting in drawers, forgotten in wallets, waiting for someone savvy enough to turn them into serious money? That's the thrill, the urgency. You never know when your discovery could transform from ordinary to extraordinary. So, how do you sell a coin like this? How do you move from curiosity to real, tangible wealth? First, it's about knowledge and confidence. You need to know what you have, understand its rarity, and approach selling strategically. Auction houses, reputable coin dealers, and online marketplaces are all options, but choosing the right venue can mean the difference between getting a fair price and leaving thousands on the table. Ask yourself, do you want to sell quickly for less, or do you want to maximize your coin's value and make the most out of this opportunity? The answer will guide your next steps, and let's pause for a moment. Imagine holding that coin in your hand, feeling the weight of history, and knowing that with the right move, you could turn something as humble as a penny into an investment that rivals stocks or real estate. Sounds almost too good to be true, doesn't it? But it happens every single day in the coin collecting world. People have gone from pocket change to multi-million-dollar portfolios simply because they recognize the value hiding in plain sight. Now, I have to ask you, are you ready to be one of those people? Are you ready to take the leap from collector to seller, from curiosity to wealth? Here's where it gets even more interesting. Not all coins are created equal. Condition matters. Eye appeal matters. Even subtle errors, like a double die, a small strike anomaly, or an off-center minting, can exponentially increase a coin's value. And the 1940 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny? It's particularly susceptible to these variations, making it a favorite among investors looking for that rare gem. So, when you're examining your collection, pay attention to details. Could a coin you casually set aside be worth hundreds or thousands, just waiting for someone who knows its story? This is not speculation, it's historical precedent. Now, let's talk numbers. The 1940 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny, depending on condition and market demand, can fetch prices that make even experienced collectors pause. And here's the kicker, market values are climbing. With collectors worldwide eager to get their hands on rare coins, you're not just selling metal, you're selling history, scarcity, and prestige. So, the question is, how do you make sure you're getting the maximum dollar for your coin? Do you sell directly, auction it, or find a trusted coin dealer who specializes in rare coins? Each path has its advantages, but all require urgency, knowledge, and a little bit of courage. And while we're on the subject of courage, let me inject a little humor. Imagine your coin jar as a mini Indiana Jones adventure. You're searching for hidden treasures, dodging the mundane, and uncovering the unexpected. Except instead of ancient relics, it's pennies. And instead of a whip, your weapon is knowledge and strategy. The stakes? A life-changing payday. How thrilling is that? But here's the most inspiring part, this isn't just about making money. It's about realizing the potential in overlooked opportunities. Every coin carries a story. Every penny has survived decades, sometimes even wars and economic turmoil. By recognizing and acting on that value, you're not just profiting, you're connecting with history, becoming part of a lineage of collectors and enthusiasts who have turned modest items into incredible wealth. So, what's the next step? First, examine your coins carefully. Look for the 1940 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny. Study its condition. Research its value online and consult reputable sources. Then, decide on the best-selling strategy. Auction. Dealer. Private sale. Remember, the goal is not just a quick sale, it's maximum dollar. The market waits for no one, and opportunities like this move fast. Don't let hesitation turn your potential fortune into someone else's gain. In closing, imagine yourself a year from now. You picked up that old coin jar, identified a 1940 no-mint Mark Lincoln wheat penny, and made the move that changed your life. That one moment, one decision, could transform pocket change into a story of wealth, excitement, and historical discovery. So, I ask you again, are you ready to unlock the hidden value in your collection? Are you ready to see ordinary coins in an extraordinary light and claim the fortune that could be yours? Because for those who act with knowledge, courage, and timing, the rewards are real, and the 1940 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny could be your key to a life of luxury, success, and financial freedom. Imagine holding a tiny piece of history in the palm of your hand, a simple, unassuming coin that has survived decades, tucked away in jars, drawers, and dusty pockets. But what if I told you that one of these coins, a 1955 no-mint Mark Lincoln wheat penny, could be the key to turning something forgotten into a life-changing treasure? Yes, that ordinary coin you might have dismissed as pocket change could today command tens of thousands of dollars in the market. Wouldn't it be thrilling to discover that something so small could unlock such immense wealth? Picture this, the year is 1955. The United States is bustling with post-war optimism, diners are humming with the tunes of Elvis, and everyday Americans are going about their lives, unknowingly minting coins that would, decades later, be the objects of obsession for collectors worldwide. Among these coins, a rare anomaly emerged, the 1955 no-mint Mark Lincoln wheat penny with the famed double die error. Unlike ordinary pennies that everyone had in their pocket, this one carried a mistake in its very DNA, making it a gem that collectors would hunt for with a feverish intensity. You might be asking yourself, how could a small minting error create such explosive value? The answer lies in rarity, history, and the thrill of the hunt. Now, you might be thinking, I have some old pennies lying around, could I have a treasure? That's exactly the question every potential collector or seller asks themselves when they first hear about these legendary coins. And the truth is, yes, you absolutely could. But understanding why this coin is so valuable is the first step. The 1955 no-mint Mark double die penny is one of the most sought-after Lincoln wheat pennies in existence. Its distinct doubling on the obverse side, where Lincoln's features, lettering, and date appear twice, separated ever so slightly, is unmistakable. This error wasn't intentional, it was a fluke of the minting press, a mistake that now commands respect and awe in the numismatic world. Let's take a moment to visualize it. Imagine holding this penny under a magnifying glass. Lincoln's profile appears to shimmer with a ghostly echo, the date boldly stamped in a double impression. It's more than a coin, it's a story frozen in copper. And collectors? They are willing to pay thousands, even tens of thousands of dollars, just to own a piece of this history. Think about it, your forgotten jar of coins could be the treasure chest of the 21st century. How many times do you get the chance to turn coins into a six-figure payday? How many times do you get to hold history in your hand and profit from it? But here's where the urgency kicks in. Coins like the 1955 no-mint Mark Lincoln wheat penny are vanishing from circulation. Every year, fewer collectors find them in pocket change, estate sales, or old coin rolls. The longer you wait, the slimmer the chances of stumbling upon one. Can you afford to delay? Can you risk letting a hidden fortune slip through your fingers because you didn't check your collection, or worse, threw it away decades ago? The excitement is palpable. It's not just about owning a coin, it's about seizing an opportunity before it disappears forever. Now, I know what you're wondering, how do you actually turn this discovery into real money? How do you sell a coin that could be worth more than a luxury car or a vacation home? This is where strategy meets action. First, proper identification is crucial. Magnifying glasses, trusted coin catalogs, and even professional grading services can help determine authenticity. Once verified, the coin's market value is unlocked, revealing just how much collectors are willing to pay. And here's the kicker, auctions often produce jaw-dropping results. Some 1955 no-mint Mark pennies have sold for maximum dollar amounts in highly competitive bidding scenarios. It's a game of knowledge, timing, and courage. Are you ready to play? Let's pause for a moment. Isn't it fascinating that something so tiny can stir such intense desire? Your mind might wander, could the pennies in my old change jar be more than just cents? Could they actually fund dreams, pay off debts, or even start a small fortune? This is the thrill of numismatics, the excitement of uncovering wealth hidden in plain sight. Imagine walking into an auction house, laying down your prized 1955 penny, and watching the bids climb higher and higher. Your heart races, adrenaline surges, and the realization hits, you are holding a piece of history that someone else is willing to pay a fortune for. But let's reset for a second. What if you're not familiar with auctions, grading, or selling rare coins? Don't worry, you're not alone. Many people hesitate because they don't know where to start. But here's a simple truth, the demand for rare coins like the 1955 no-mint Mark penny is stronger than ever. Specialty coin shops, online marketplaces, and auction houses in the USA are constantly seeking these treasures. Experts and seasoned collectors are ready to pay top dollar for the right coin. You just need to know how to position it, present it, and connect with the right buyers. How do you find these buyers? How do you ensure the coin's value is maximized? How do you avoid common pitfalls and make the most of your discovery? These are questions every successful seller asks, and answers determine whether your coin remains a forgotten trinket or becomes a millionaire maker. Here's another twist. Even if you don't have a rare 1955 penny in your possession, there's an entire world of opportunity waiting in your own pocket change, your family's coin collections, or even estate finds. Have you ever sifted through old jars of coins and imagined the stories behind them? From pocket changes to millions, the journey of a coin is nothing short of magical. And the beauty lies in the fact that you, too, can transform an overlooked coin into a fortune. How many of these coins have you ignored over the years, not knowing they were quietly accumulating value? Now, as we approach the final act, let's connect all these points. The 1955 no-mint Mark Lincoln wheat penny is not just a coin, it's a symbol of opportunity, timing, and knowledge. It represents the possibility that a small, forgotten item can completely change your financial story. It is in high demand, coveted by collectors, and capable of commanding maximum dollar values at auctions. And the path to selling it successfully? It's a mix of awareness, strategy, and urgency. If you recognize the value, act decisively, and connect with the right market, you can convert history into wealth. Are you ready to check that jar of coins tonight? Are you ready to transform the pennies of yesterday into the fortunes of today? So here's the ultimate question: will you let these opportunities slip away, or will you take action and explore the hidden treasures in your possession? The 1955 no-mint Mark Lincoln wheat penny is waiting. Your future wealth is waiting. And the thrill of discovery, the excitement of seeing history in your hand, awaits you. Remember, every coin tells a story, but only those who recognize its worth can turn it into a fortune. From humble pocket change to astonishing auction success, the journey starts with one simple step: paying attention. And for those lucky enough to own a true gem, the maximum dollar value is not just a number, it's a life-changing reality waiting to be claimed. Imagine reaching into your old coin jar and pulling out a penny that could change your life forever. A humble, seemingly ordinary 1960 Lincoln 1-cent penny, minted over 6 decades ago, now sitting in your hand, has the power to transform your wealth in ways you might have only dreamed of. You might be wondering, could this tiny coin actually be worth thousands of dollars? The answer is yes, and the path to discovering its true value is as thrilling as it is potentially life-changing. Today, we dive deep into the fascinating story of the 1960 Lincoln penny, a coin that has captivated collectors, investors, and everyday Americans alike. By the end of this journey, you might just look at your pocket change with completely new eyes. Act 1 begins with curiosity, the spark that leads to discovery. The 1960 Lincoln penny was minted at the Denver Mint, marked subtly with a small D under the date. At first glance, it might appear ordinary. After all, it's a 1-cent coin, right? But hidden in its design are rare errors that make certain examples incredibly valuable today. Mistakes in minting, like double dies or striking imperfections, have turned a simple copper coin into a treasure sought by collectors worldwide. Imagine holding in your hand something that most people overlook, a coin that could be your ticket to an auction house where serious collectors will bid tens of thousands of dollars. Can you feel the excitement building? It's that rare thrill of discovering gold in what others consider ordinary. Now, let's pause for a moment. Have you ever wondered why some coins from the same year sell for hundreds, while others skyrocket to incredible prices? It's all in the details. The 1960 Lincoln penny is a perfect example. Subtle variations, like a faint doubling of Lincoln's profile, or an unusual alignment in the letters of Liberty, can distinguish a penny worth a few dollars from one that commands thousands. Picture this: you're sorting through old coins in your drawer, and suddenly, your heart skips a beat. Could this little copper disc be worth a fortune? The fear of missing out is real, because every day, pennies like this quietly disappear into private collections or auction vaults, never to resurface. Here's a humorous thought to reset your attention: if you find one of these pennies in your couch cushions, don't rush to buy a new couch just yet. That old coin could be your next big investment. Seriously, what if your next $1 million opportunity was literally hiding in your pocket change all along? Act 2 is where the journey deepens. Let's explore the true market value of the 1960 Lincoln penny. Collectors and investors are willing to pay top dollar for specimens in excellent condition. A well-preserved error penny can fetch tens of thousands of dollars at auction, and coins with extreme rarity? They are the crown jewels, capable of selling for the maximum dollar in private sales. But here's the key: identifying the right buyer and selling at the right time is crucial. The coin market in the USA is dynamic, with auction shops, private collectors, and online platforms all vying for rare finds. Do you know how to navigate this market effectively? Do you know how to ensure your coin sells for its highest possible value? These questions are critical because the wrong sale can cost you tens of thousands of dollars in lost opportunity. Selling old and rare coins requires knowledge, strategy, and timing. Some collectors specialize exclusively in Lincoln pennies from the Denver Mint, carefully tracking mint errors and variations. Auction shops and online marketplaces have become treasure troves where ordinary citizens, just like you, turn forgotten coins into life-altering wealth. But the path to selling isn't always straightforward. How do you authenticate your coin? How do you avoid being undervalued by a dealer or overwhelmed by market hype? Every decision you make can dramatically impact your profit. And this is where urgency enters the story, because every moment your coin sits in a drawer, someone else might be offering a collector thousands of dollars for a similar piece. Here's a question for you. Have you ever held a coin and wondered, could this really be worth a small fortune? That curiosity is your first step toward wealth. Many Americans have walked past potentially valuable coins without realizing it. The key is to act before the opportunity vanishes. From pocket changes to millions, the journey is not just about luck, it's about insight, awareness, and timing. Let's talk about demand. The 1960 D Lincoln penny is highly sought after because of its rarity and historical significance. Coin collectors in the USA actively hunt for pennies with mint errors, and the Denver Mint issues from 1960 are especially coveted. Why? Because they represent a piece of American history, a time capsule from a pivotal era. Collectors are willing to pay a premium for coins in pristine condition or with notable errors, and the excitement around these coins creates a sense of urgency. Every coin you hold might be the very one someone has been tirelessly searching for, ready to offer you top dollar to add it to their collection. Act 3 brings us to action, the moment where potential becomes reality. Imagine preparing your coin for sale. First, professional grading can dramatically increase its value. Coins certified by top organizations assure buyers of authenticity, making them more likely to bid aggressively. Do you know how to find reputable grading services? How to present your coin in a way that maximizes attention? Every detail counts, from photography to listing descriptions, from understanding market trends to timing your auction. And here's a critical question: are you ready to turn what may seem like an ordinary penny into an extraordinary opportunity for wealth? Selling rare coins is more than a transaction, it's an experience, a connection between history and modern investment. When your 1960 D Lincoln penny lands in the right hands, it becomes more than a coin, it becomes a symbol of foresight, diligence, and the rewards of paying attention to details others overlook. Many collectors in the USA have turned humble coins into six-figure sales. What's stopping you from being next? By now, you might be asking, how do I start? It begins with exploration. Check every corner of your collection, sift through those old jars of pennies, and identify potential mint errors. Compare them to verified examples, look for subtle differences in design, and when you spot something extraordinary, don't hesitate to take action. Professional appraisal, proper grading, and targeted selling are the keys to unlocking maximum value. Have you ever thought that a coin tucked away since 1960 could be your gateway to wealth and freedom? It's real, and the stories of Americans who discovered rare pennies in their change jars are proof. And here's the most inspiring part: the maximum dollar value for a highly sought-after 1960 D Denver penny, with a significant mint error and excellent condition, is not just a number, it's a life-changing opportunity. Collectors have paid sums that seem almost unimaginable for the right coin. Your pocket change could indeed be your ticket to extraordinary wealth, bridging the gap between ordinary life and the lifestyle of your dreams. Imagine walking into an auction, placing that coin on the table, and watching bidders compete for it. Can you feel the excitement? The anticipation? The thrill of realizing that what was once overlooked is now priceless. So, I leave you with this: look closely at the coins you own. Understand their history, their rarity, and their potential. Ask yourself, how can I make money from coins? How do I sell old and rare coins in the USA for maximum profit? How do I ensure that my 1960 D Lincoln penny, or any rare coin I find, reaches the collectors who value it most? The answers are waiting, and the opportunity is real. From pocket change to millions, your wealth may be hiding in the most unexpected places, just waiting for you to recognize it. Remember, each coin is more than metal, it's a story, a history, and a potential fortune. The 1960 D Lincoln penny exemplifies this perfectly: a small, everyday object with the power to unlock dreams, transform lifestyles, and make you part of a rare group of Americans who see opportunity where others see ordinary. Imagine holding a small, copper disc in your hand, something you've likely overlooked for decades, and realizing it could be worth more than your car, your vacation, even your retirement fund. Today, we're diving into the world of rare coin collecting, focusing on a gem that many Americans have in their drawers without even knowing it, the 1971 no-mint Mark Lincoln 1-cent penny. This isn't just a coin, it's a ticket to potential wealth, a relic of history, and a treasure that could transform your financial future. The story begins with the Lincoln cent itself. For decades, Americans have carried these small pennies in their wallets, thinking they're ordinary, everyday currency. But here's the thing, every once in a while, a minting error occurs, a fluke of metal and machinery, that turns a humble penny into a rare collector's item. The 1971 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny is one of those extraordinary finds. Unlike coins from the Denver Mint, which proudly display a D, or the San Francisco Mint marked with an S, the 1971 no-mint Mark pennies were produced at the Philadelphia Mint, and some of these coins carry subtle anomalies that make them extremely rare, and extremely valuable. Now, before you start digging through jars of pennies in your kitchen, let's understand what makes this coin so coveted. Experts and collectors often search for specific minting errors, double dies, off-center strikes, or unusual planchet anomalies. The 1971 no-mint Mark penny, in particular, can sometimes reveal double die obverse features, where Abraham Lincoln's profile or the inscriptions appear slightly doubled. This is not just a small flaw, it's a rare printing variation that collectors around the world are desperate to acquire. Imagine attending a high-stakes auction where a single 1971 penny, overlooked by generations, sells for a jaw-dropping figure. Could a coin you've had in your change drawer quietly hold that kind of magic? Absolutely. You might be wondering, how do I know if my coin has this error? And that's a question every potential seller should ask. The process involves careful examination. Look closely at the inscriptions, words like Liberty or the date itself. Are the letters crisp or slightly doubled? Do you notice a shadow effect or misalignment in the design? Even slight imperfections can catapult a coin from a mere cent to a prized collector's item. And if you think you need a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe, think again. Many enthusiasts simply learn to identify these coins through careful comparison with certified examples online or in coin catalogs. But the real excitement begins when you realize that once you've identified the coin, the doors to potential wealth swing wide open. Let's step back for a moment. You found a coin that could be worth tens of thousands of dollars, or even more. The next question is, how do you transform this dusty penny into cash in hand? How do you sell old and rare coins in the United States in a way that maximizes value? First, consider authentication. Coin grading companies such as PCGS or NGC provide verification and grading, which can elevate your coin from an interesting find to a certified treasure. Imagine walking into an auction or listing your coin online and having buyers trust instantly in its authenticity. Suddenly, your 1971 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny isn't just a curiosity, it's a high-demand collectible commanding top dollar. The process might feel intimidating at first, but remember, every rare coin sold in an auction today started as someone's forgotten change. Now, let's talk about the emotional journey, because this isn't just about coins, it's about the thrill of discovery, the fear of missing out, and the excitement of possibility. Picture yourself at an auction, the gavel poised, eyes on your coin. The room is silent, tension thick in the air. And then, the hammer falls. You've just sold a coin for maximum dollars. Your heart races, not just from the money, but from the realization that you held something of incredible value without even knowing it. This is the exact feeling that drives collectors and sellers across the nation to hunt for coins like the 1971 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny. And you can be part of that world, starting today, but perhaps you're thinking, I'm not an expert. How do I make sure I'm selling correctly? How do I avoid mistakes that could cost me thousands? These are valid concerns. And here's the truth, knowledge is your superpower. Learning to recognize high-demand coins, understanding grading systems, knowing which auction houses command serious collectors, and timing your sales strategically, these are all part of the game. You don't need to gamble blindly. With guidance and research, your coin collection can evolve from a simple hobby to a serious investment strategy. And remember, coins have been the quiet wealth builders of generations. From pocket changes to millions, it's not a fantasy, it's history repeating itself. Let me ask you another question. How often do you walk past a jar of pennies and ignore what's inside? Could the coins you discard today be tomorrow's jackpot? The 1971 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny is not a one-of-a-kind miracle. It exists in multiple examples, but only a few are in pristine condition or carry the sought-after minting error. That rarity drives demand, and demand drives price. Collectors compete fiercely for these coins, often in intense auctions, where even slight imperfections are scrutinized. The sense of urgency is real. Every day you wait could be another day someone else snags the prize from under your nose. That's why if you suspect you have such a coin, taking action now could be life-changing. And speaking of action, let's break the myth that selling coins is complicated or intimidating. How do you sell old rare coins in the USA? You can work with reputable auction houses, specialized coin dealers, or online platforms that cater to collectors. Each route has its advantages. Auction houses often bring competitive bidding that maximizes your coin's value, while certified dealers can provide immediate offers for fast, secure transactions. Online marketplaces expand your reach globally, allowing serious buyers to find your coin no matter where you live. The key is confidence, verification, and timing. When you combine these three elements, the humble 1971 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny becomes a potential windfall, not just a collectible. But let's pause for a moment and have a little fun. Have you ever looked at a penny and thought, this tiny disc of copper might be worth more than my entire savings account? I know it sounds crazy, but that's exactly what makes coin collecting so thrilling. It's the ultimate mix of nostalgia, history, and fortune. And for Americans aged 30 to 65, who have watched the market fluctuate and investments come and go, finding tangible, high-value assets like rare coins is not just appealing, it's empowering. These coins are more than money, they are a testament to patience, knowledge, and the ability to recognize hidden opportunities. Now, as we move toward the conclusion, let's connect all the threads. The 1971 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny represents history, rarity, and wealth potential. It challenges the way we view everyday objects, urging us to look closer, examine more carefully, and never underestimate what sits unnoticed in our pockets or drawers. From the excitement of discovery to the strategic approach to selling, this coin is a perfect example of how ordinary items can become extraordinary assets. And here's the ultimate takeaway: if you have coins tucked away, whether it's in a jar, a drawer, or a forgotten box, take the time to inspect them. Each coin carries the potential to turn ordinary change into extraordinary wealth. So, what is the current market value of this coin? For the most prized examples of the 1971 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny with significant minting errors, collectors have been known to pay maximum dollars, reaching astonishing figures at top-tier auctions. It's not hyperbole, this is a real opportunity to capitalize on something you already own. We dive deep into one such treasure, the 1973 D-mint Mark Lincoln 1-cent penny error coin. This isn't just a story about a coin, it's about opportunity, excitement, and the thrill of discovering wealth hiding in plain sight. How many of us have tossed pennies into a jar, only to realize decades later that we were sitting on a goldmine? What if your old Lincoln cents could be the key to a lifestyle you've always dreamed of? The 1973 D Lincoln penny is one of those rare coins that commands attention. At first glance, it looks just like every other penny, but collectors and experts know better. The mint mark D indicates it was produced at the Denver Mint, and in rare cases, errors occurred during production that have now become highly sought after. But why does this coin hold such allure? Why do collectors chase it relentlessly, and why should you care about what might be lying unnoticed in your coin jar? Let's explore the story behind this coin, and I promise, by the end, you'll be itching to check every pocket, every drawer, every dusty old wallet in your home. In Act 1, we set the stage. Picture the year 1973. The United States was in the midst of economic shifts, and pennies were flowing through hands and pockets across the country, entirely unnoticed as anything special. A coin from this era could seem insignificant. Yet, within the Denver Mint, a few coins were produced with subtle errors, perhaps a doubled die, a misaligned strike, or an off-center imprint. These mistakes, invisible to the casual eye, have become the treasure maps for coin enthusiasts today. Now, here's a question for you. Have you ever wondered how a simple error could turn a 1-cent coin into a collectible worth thousands of dollars? Or even more intriguingly, how someone's pocket change can transform into a ticket to financial freedom? It's almost like finding an old lottery ticket in your coat pocket and discovering it's a winner. Only in this case, the prize can be life-changing. Now, you might be thinking, Ray, come on, a penny? Really? And I hear you, because it sounds almost laughable. But consider this, in the world of coin collecting, rarity drives value. When a coin is scarce, especially with an error that sets it apart, the demand skyrockets. And the 1973 D. Lincoln penny error is in extremely high demand. Experts have documented sales where these coins, depending on the severity of the error and the condition, have fetched astonishing sums at auctions. Yes, you heard that right, what once jingled in someone's pocket can now sell for hundreds of thousands of dollars. So, the real question is, could the pennies in your jar hold the secret to your next big payday? And more importantly, how do you even go about turning this seemingly small coin into cold, hard cash? Act 2 is where the excitement truly builds, the discovery and the potential. Imagine for a moment that you're sorting through your old coins, and suddenly, a shiny penny catches your eye. You notice something off about the D. Mint mark or the alignment of Lincoln's profile. Could it be the elusive 1973 D. penny error? Suddenly, fear and thrill intertwine. Fear, because it's possible you've had this treasure in your hands for decades without realizing its worth, and thrill, because this could be your chance to make a fortune. But what do you do next? How do you confirm its value? How do you avoid scams and ensure that your coin reaches its true potential in the market? These are questions that every aspiring seller of rare coins faces, and they're not trivial. In fact, the difference between selling hastily at a local shop versus auctioning it strategically could mean tens of thousands, or even hundreds of thousands, of dollars. So, how do you ensure your coin reaches the right collectors who are willing to pay top dollar? Here's a little insider secret: condition is everything. Coins are graded on a scale, and even subtle scratches or wear can influence the final sale price dramatically. The better preserved your 1973 D. penny error is, the more competitive it becomes in the auction world. But don't let that intimidate you. Even pennies that are well circulated can command impressive sums if the error is significant enough. Now, you may be asking, Ray, how do I get my coin graded? How do I know if it's authentic? These are the exact questions that separate amateurs from savvy sellers. Trusted grading services can authenticate your coin and assign it a professional grade, which immediately boosts its credibility and market value. Think of it as giving your coin a certification that says, I'm rare, I'm valuable, and I'm ready for serious collectors. Once graded, your coin can enter the marketplace with confidence, and let's not forget the power of auction houses. Whether it's a local auction or a highly specialized numismatic sale, presenting your coin to the right audience is key. Have you ever wondered why some coins sell for hundreds of thousands while identical coins languish unnoticed? It's all about exposure, timing, and the audience willing to pay the maximum dollar. Auction platforms dedicated to rare coins attract collectors from around the globe, each ready to compete for that perfect 1973 D. Lincoln penny error. Now, here's a humorous thought: imagine the person bidding against you has no idea you found this coin in a dusty jar under your bed. Talk about a twist in the story. Act 3 is where everything comes together, the realization and the action. The 1973 D. Lincoln penny error isn't just a coin, it's a symbol of possibility. It represents the gap between ordinary life and extraordinary opportunity. And here's the truth: opportunities like this are fleeting. Every moment you wait, another collector might acquire the coin that could have been yours. The urgency is real, and it's why so many collectors act swiftly once they spot an error coin. You have to ask yourself, am I ready to act when opportunity knocks? Or will this chance slip through my fingers, like so many pennies that go unnoticed every day? But there's more to the story than just selling. This coin is a bridge to knowledge and empowerment. How to sell old rare coins. How to maximize value. How to leverage what you already have to create wealth. These aren't just questions for coin collectors, they're questions for anyone who wants to transform ordinary assets into extraordinary results. From pocket changes to millions, every coin holds a story, and your 1973 Lincoln penny error could be the chapter that changes your financial narrative. What would it feel like to finally cash in on years of overlooked treasure, to see your patience and attention rewarded with a figure that can fund dreams, vacations, investments, or simply the lifestyle you deserve? And here's the best part, the demand isn't slowing down. Rare coins, especially error coins like the 1973 Lincoln penny, are highly coveted. Collectors, investors, and enthusiasts are constantly seeking these treasures, and the market continues to reward those who act strategically. So the key questions now are, how do you connect with the right buyers? How do you ensure your coin fetches maximum value at auction or in private sales? And how do you take a simple penny and transform it into a story of success, excitement, and financial empowerment? By now, you may be feeling that mix of excitement and urgency, the same emotions that drive collectors to scour attics, drawers, and even coin jars. The truth is, your opportunity is real. Your 1973 Lincoln penny error could very well be worth the maximum dollar. Imagine the thrill of holding a coin that, for decades, seemed ordinary, only to discover it's extraordinary. Imagine the pride in turning something overlooked into something immensely valuable. And perhaps, most importantly, imagine the freedom that comes from knowing you possess a rare asset in high demand, one that could change your life. Imagine reaching into your pocket, feeling the familiar weight of a penny, only to discover it might be the key to unimaginable wealth. That's not a fantasy. It could very well be reality if you're holding a 1978 no-mint Mark Lincoln 1-cent penny. Yes, the very coin that has captivated collectors, investors, and treasure hunters across the United States. One small copper disc, minted decades ago, quietly waiting to transform ordinary pockets into a doorway to millions. Could a simple coin really hold that kind of power? Absolutely. But only if you know what to look for, how to recognize its value, and, most importantly, how to sell it wisely. This is the story of a coin that has defied time, a coin that has sat unnoticed in drawers, jars, and even under couch cushions, until collectors realized its true worth. The 1978 no-mint Mark Lincoln 1-cent is not just any penny. It's a rare minting anomaly, a subtle error that occurred at the Philadelphia Mint where a batch of pennies was struck without the D or S mint mark that usually identifies where it was produced. To the casual observer, it looks like any other penny you've seen. But to those in the know, it's a golden ticket, a hidden gem in plain sight. How many of these exist today? Only a limited number, making it highly sought after in auctions and private sales. And when scarcity meets demand, that's when fortunes are made. Have you ever wondered how many millionaires were created by coins just like this? People who found themselves holding what they thought was spare change, only to realize it was a treasure worth thousands, tens of thousands, even hundreds of thousands of dollars. Imagine that, a coin you almost ignored could fetch an amount that changes your life. And here's a secret, the market is hotter than ever. Collectors are hunting aggressively, and rare coins like the 1978 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny are flying off shelves, sometimes reaching maximum dollar value at top auction houses. But here's the question, are you ready to discover one and claim what's rightfully yours? Let's take a journey back to 1978. The United States was buzzing with change, disco was at its peak, and the small, unassuming Lincoln penny rolled off the presses in massive quantities. Most were ordinary, stamped with mint marks that identified their origin. But in the rush of production, some slipped through the cracks, literally missing the mint mark entirely. These coins were overlooked by most, considered just another penny. But for those with the eyes to see, the ears to listen, and the patience to research, these coins were a calling, a hidden opportunity that only a few could seize. Could you be one of the few who recognizes it today? Now, I know what you're thinking, a penny? Seriously? How could this possibly be worth anything? Let me pause here for a moment. Have you ever bought a coffee this morning? A penny doesn't even buy a piece of candy today, yet in the right hands, this tiny disc could be worth more than your car, your vacation, or even the dream home you've been imagining. Isn't that astonishing? And here's the twist, most people are sitting on these coins right now, unaware. You might even have one tucked in your drawer, mixed with your other pennies, waiting for you to recognize its value. Let's get real. How do you know if you have the real thing? This is where the thrill begins. Every coin has its story, its tiny details that reveal authenticity. For the 1978 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, it's the absence of the mint mark, a flawless copper shine in exceptional condition, and a clarity in the design that tells collectors, I am rare, and I am valuable. Imagine holding it in your hand, feeling its smooth edges, knowing that this small piece of metal is sought after by collectors across the nation. Have you ever held something that makes your heart race just from knowing its potential? That's the excitement of rare coins, and speaking of excitement, here's a question you might be asking, how do I sell old rare coins like this? How do I turn something so small into real money? First, you have to understand the market. Rare coins sell best at auctions, coin shows, and through verified dealers who specialize in numismatics. In the United States, there are collectors willing to pay top dollar, sometimes reaching maximum dollar amounts, for coins that are in pristine condition and verified by trusted grading services. The process isn't complicated, but it does require knowledge, strategy, and timing. Do you know where your coin could fetch its highest price? The answer could be closer than you think. Now, let's pause for a moment. Imagine this, you're sipping coffee, casually flipping through coins from your pocket change, and suddenly, your heart skips a beat. There it is, the 1978 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. You inspect it carefully, run it through online guides, maybe even have it authenticated. And then comes the exhilarating thought, this small coin could make you millions. Have you ever experienced that kind of instant rush? That mix of fear and excitement, knowing you've stumbled upon something extraordinary? That's the magic of collecting rare coins. Here's where things get even more interesting. Many collectors have asked me, how can I make money from coins? Can this really turn into a fortune? The answer is yes, but only if you act with purpose. First, catalog and authenticate your coins. Get them graded by trusted numismatic services. Next, find the right market, auction houses, high-end coin shows, and reputable online platforms. And finally, be patient. These coins are in high demand, and the right buyer will recognize their value. Every missed opportunity could mean leaving thousands, even millions, on the table. Are you ready to take that step and seize the opportunity? Here's a little secret about rare coin collecting that most people don't realize. The value isn't just in the coin itself, it's in timing, presentation, and story. Buyers are not just purchasing a piece of metal, they're investing in history, scarcity, and prestige. And the 1978 no-mint mark Lincoln penny ticks all those boxes. How rare is it really? Far rarer than most coins from that era. How much is it worth? Let's just say the figures reaching maximum dollar in auctions aren't rumors, they're reality. And every coin that surfaces now is a chance to claim a fortune. Let's talk urgency. Every day, more collectors and investors are scouring markets, thrift stores, and even their own homes for coins like this. Could someone else be holding your fortune right now? How many pennies in circulation today have this secret potential? The truth is, not many. That's why you need to act. You don't want to be the person who looks back years from now, thinking, I had one, and I didn't even realize it. Can you imagine the regret of letting a potential fortune slip through your fingers? Fear is a powerful motivator, but so is opportunity. And right now, the opportunity is yours for the taking. So, what's the next step? How do you go from ordinary coin owner to savvy collector ready to sell at top dollar? Start by educating yourself. Learn to identify errors, check for mint marks, or the lack thereof, and understand grading. Ask yourself, is this coin in excellent, near-mint condition? Could it fetch the highest auction price? Then, connect with trusted dealers and auction houses. Prepare your coin carefully, and list it where serious collectors and investors are watching. And here's the punchline: when it sells, you won't just have money, you'll have proof that knowledge, diligence, and vision can transform a tiny coin into a life-changing fortune. By now, you might be wondering, is it really that easy? Can a penny truly make me rich? The answer lies not in luck, but in recognition. It's about spotting value where others see none, understanding the nuances of rare coin collecting, and taking deliberate, informed action. People all across the United States are living proof that coins from their childhood, often dismissed, have turned into wealth beyond imagination. And the 1978 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny is one of the crown jewels in this arena. We are diving into one of the most fascinating secrets of modern American coinage, the 2004 no-mint Mark Lincoln 1-cent penny. This coin, often overlooked, has quietly emerged as a high-demand treasure among collectors and investors. And if you happen to hold one, the possibilities are not just exciting, they are life-changing. It all begins with a question: why would a penny minted in 2004, right from the pocket of your neighbor or the cashier at the grocery store, be worth thousands of dollars today? The answer lies in a fascinating combination of rarity, minting error, and sheer luck. Normally, pennies minted in the United States carry a mint mark, either a small D for Denver or P for Philadelphia. But every so often, due to a misstep in the minting process, a coin emerges with no mint mark at all, making it a rare collector's item. Imagine holding in your palm a coin that millions passed by, completely unaware of its potential. Exciting, isn't it? Let's rewind for a moment and enter the first act of our story, the discovery phase. Picture the United States Mint in 2004, churning out billions of pennies. Every coin looked perfect, every detail sharp, every design flawless. Yet, in the hidden corners of the press, a handful slipped through with no mint mark, an anomaly so subtle that the casual collector might never notice it. But those who do spot it, oh, they see magic. Now, ask yourself, how often do you come across something rare and valuable hidden in plain sight? It's that thrill of discovery, that tiny spark of curiosity that transforms ordinary moments into extraordinary opportunities. Here's where your mind might be racing: could that penny in my jar really be the one? Could it fetch thousands at auction? The answer is yes, if you know what to look for. Condition matters immensely. Coins that are uncirculated, pristine, with a clear, sharp imprint, naturally command higher prices. But even circulated examples can draw collectors like moths to a flame, because the 2004 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny is scarce. And scarcity drives value in ways that are both fascinating and profitable. Now, let's pivot to the second act, the urgency and the potential. Here's the moment where fear and excitement intertwine. Imagine hearing a story about someone who casually found a rare coin under their couch cushion, listed it in the right auction, and walked away with life-altering money. That could be you. But here's the kicker: these coins are in high demand, and they aren't waiting for anyone. Collectors, investors, and treasure hunters are scanning marketplaces, eBay listings, and auction houses for just this one opportunity. Every day, a coin like this changes hands, and every day, an unrecognized coin loses its chance at being discovered. Ask yourself, how do you sell old rare coins? How do you ensure you're getting the maximum dollar for something that could be worth more than its weight in gold? The answer lies in understanding the market, choosing the right platform, and timing your sale. Professional auction houses are a popular choice. They attract serious buyers who recognize the value of rarity and are willing to pay premium prices. Online marketplaces can also be lucrative if approached strategically. But always remember, the thrill isn't just in selling. It's in knowing that what you hold could transform a simple moment, like emptying your change jar, into a life-changing event. And speaking of transformations, here's a pattern interrupt for a moment. Imagine explaining to a friend that the penny they ignored at lunch could be worth more than a car, a vacation home, or even their monthly paycheck. They might laugh, and you'd smile knowingly, because you've tapped into the hidden potential of American coinage. It's that excitement, the sudden realization that ordinary objects can harbor extraordinary value, that keeps collectors awake at night, scanning every corner, every drawer, every forgotten pocket. Let's weave this narrative deeper. Consider this: the 2004 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny isn't just valuable because of its rarity. It's valuable because it represents a story, a history, a tangible piece of the American economy that slipped through the cracks of mass production. In a world where digital assets dominate, holding a physical token of history, one that could sell for maximum dollar in the right auction, is both grounding and exhilarating. It connects us to the past while opening doors to the future. At this point, you might be asking, how do people even find these coins? How do they go from pocket change to millions? The answer is surprisingly simple: awareness, patience, and attention to detail. Many collectors start with humble beginnings: a jar of coins from years past, a handful of pennies left in a drawer, or coins found while cleaning out old collections. They study the nuances of minting, learn to identify errors, and, most importantly, they understand that knowledge is the ultimate currency. Each coin tells a story, and the rare ones tell stories worth thousands of dollars. This brings us to the final act of our story: action and realization. You now know the potential, you understand the rarity, and you've felt the excitement. The final step is simple yet crucial: take action. Inspect your collection, identify coins with no mint marks, and seek professional evaluation if necessary. Consider auction houses that specialize in rare coins or consult trusted dealers who understand the high-stakes market of numismatics. Each step brings you closer to unlocking the hidden value in what you already own, and here's a thought to ponder: how many people are passing by valuable coins every day without a clue? How many fortunes remain hidden in plain sight, waiting for someone like you to discover them? The fear of missing out is real, but so is the reward for those who act. Coins like the 2004 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny are more than money, they're a bridge to opportunity, legacy, and wealth. Imagine turning what seemed like a simple penny into a story you'll tell for years, a story that starts with curiosity and ends in triumph. By now, you might be itching to ask, where can I sell old and rare coins in the USA? How do I navigate auctions and online marketplaces to secure maximum value? Here's the truth: the market rewards knowledge, speed, and precision. Auction houses, professional coin dealers, and certified grading services all provide pathways to monetizing your rare finds. Understanding demand, timing, and rarity ensures that you don't just sell, you maximize. And when a 2004 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny hits the right bidder, the result isn't just financial, it's transformational. Before we close, let's connect all the threads. From the thrill of discovery, through the urgency of high demand, to the strategic action of selling, the journey of the 2004 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny is a story of hidden opportunity. Every element, the rarity, the history, the market value, intertwines to create a coin that is far more than its face value. It is, quite literally, a ticket to a more prosperous life. And yes, while every coin won't be the golden ticket, those that are, like this one, can command maximum dollar in the right hands, at the right time. So, the next time you sift through your pocket change or stumble upon an old jar of pennies, ask yourself, could this be the coin that changes everything? How much could it be worth at auction today? Am I ready to take the step to turn curiosity into cash? The answers to these questions may unlock the hidden wealth you've been sitting on, quietly waiting for your discovery. Remember, it only takes one coin, one rare moment, one decisive action to transform your ordinary into extraordinary. We're talking about one of the most intriguing and highly sought-after coin errors in recent U.S. history, the 2015 no-mint Mark Lincoln 1-cent penny. Yes, that tiny copper disc you might overlook in your change could very well be a hidden treasure, capable of transforming pocket change into millions. It's easy to walk past a penny and dismiss it as insignificant, but history has shown time and again that the most extraordinary wealth often hides in the smallest places. Now, you might be wondering, how can a coin from 2015, a year most of us still remember vividly, become valuable? The answer lies in its rarity and error. Most pennies bear a mint mark, either a D for Denver or a P for Philadelphia. The no-mint mark variant of the 2015 Lincoln penny is incredibly scarce. These coins slipped through production with a missing mark, and that small anomaly can catapult their value exponentially. Think about it. What if the change you've been tossing in jars could actually pay for a dream vacation, a new home, or even secure your financial future? Let's take a moment to picture this. You're sitting at home, sorting through a handful of pennies, maybe laughing at the thought of what you're doing. Who even looks at pennies these days, you might say. But that very laughter could be the moment before fortune strikes. Collectors, investors, and coin enthusiasts are constantly searching for rare finds. They scour coin shops, auctions, and even the change people discard, hunting for coins that tell a story, that stand out. And here's the kicker, the 2015 no-mint mark penny is one of those coins. Its scarcity drives demand. And demand, my friends, is the heartbeat of value, but let's pause for a second. How does one even know if a penny is a rare error coin? Isn't it just a shiny little circle? This is where the excitement kicks in. Each coin has characteristics, weight, metal composition, and of course, mint marks, that collectors examine with an almost detective-like intensity. A missing mint mark on a 2015 Lincoln penny is subtle but unmistakable to the trained eye. It's like discovering a secret passage in your favorite book, one that promises adventure, wealth, and prestige. The moment you spot it, your heart races. Could this penny in your palm really be worth thousands, or even tens of thousands, of dollars? Now, some of you might be thinking, okay, but how do I turn this coin into real money? That's the question on everyone's mind. Selling rare coins isn't about rushing to a corner store, it's about strategy, timing, and knowing where your market lies. Coin collectors are willing to pay premium prices at auctions, specialty coin shops, and through verified online platforms. If your 2015 no-mint mark Lincoln penny is authenticated and graded by professional numismatists, you instantly elevate its value. And here's a thought to excite you. These coins are not just items of currency, they are conversation pieces, status symbols, and investments that appreciate over time. The scarcity creates a sense of urgency. If you have one, the world is watching, and the window to capitalize on it won't last forever. But let's rewind for a second and consider the journey. From pocket change to millions, the path of a rare coin is as thrilling as any treasure hunt. Imagine the excitement of finding this penny in your everyday routine. You might be emptying your purse, looking for a soda, or counting loose change on a Sunday morning, and suddenly, there it is, a coin that could change everything. Isn't that almost poetic? And isn't it incredible to think that your attention to detail, your curiosity, and your willingness to explore the world of rare coins could unlock a life-changing opportunity? And here comes the pattern interrupt. Did you just imagine me waving a magnifying glass at a penny? Okay, maybe it's a little humorous, but it paints the picture. Wealth can be discovered in the most unexpected places. Coins like the 2015 no-mint mark Lincoln penny are highly collectible because they are a rarity in a sea of ordinary pennies. Only a handful of these exist, making every single one a coveted gem in the eyes of collectors. The question is, are you holding a gem, or are you about to let it slip through your fingers? Let's talk numbers, because numbers ignite action. While ordinary pennies hold nominal value, a 2015 no-mint mark penny, depending on condition and grading, can fetch impressive sums at auction. The maximum market value is driven by its scarcity and demand among collectors. High-grade examples have already sold for significant sums, sometimes reaching tens of thousands of dollars in specialized auctions. Think about the transformation, from a coin that cost a cent to an item that could finance dreams, investments, and even legacy wealth. And it's not hypothetical. It's happening right now, every day, for ordinary Americans who decided to pay attention to their coins. Now, here's where most people hesitate. How do you start selling old and rare coins? How do you ensure you get top dollar? First, authentication is key. Companies that grade coins professionally will examine your penny, verify the error, and provide a certification that assures buyers of its legitimacy. Next, understanding the market is essential. High-end auctions, online numismatic marketplaces, and reputable coin shops are your arenas. And yes, urgency matters. Rare coins are highly sought after, and waiting too long could mean losing potential buyers. But if you act strategically, you can turn that humble coin into a significant financial gain. And here's a question that will make you pause: have you checked your change recently? How many coins are sitting unnoticed in drawers, jars, or old piggy banks? How many tiny treasures are waiting to be discovered? This is your invitation to explore, to hunt, and to seize the opportunity before someone else does. The excitement isn't just in the coins, it's in the journey, the thrill of discovery, the strategy of selling, and the satisfaction of turning something ordinary into something extraordinary. Let's weave it all together. You find a penny. You notice a missing mint mark. Your pulse quickens. You research, you authenticate, you connect with collectors, and suddenly, you are part of an elite circle of individuals who understand the value of rarity. Your penny is no longer just a coin, it's a story, an investment, a conversation starter, and, ultimately, a source of wealth. Every moment you wait, others are entering this world of collectors, bidding for treasures, and raising the stakes. The urgency is real. The potential is real. And the rewards? Life-changing. Before we close, imagine this final scene: you sit at your desk, the coins certified and graded, an auction approaching. Bidders from across the country, even the globe, are competing for this rare 2015 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny. The gavel comes down. The excitement is palpable. The value? Maximum dollars, the culmination of rarity, demand, and the thrill of discovery. That coin in your hand has traveled from pocket change to a monumental symbol of wealth. And it all began with curiosity, attention, and action.